Russia's war in Ukraine, Kim Jong Un's meeting with Vladimir Putin. Ukraine launches extensive missile attack on Sevastopol shipyard, with fire breaking out and 24 injured. Ukrainian forces launched an extensive attack on a ship repair facility in the Crimean port of Sevastopol overnight, according to both the Russian Defense Ministry and Ukrainian accounts. The Russian Defense Ministry said that the Ukrainian armed forces launched a strike with 10 cruise missiles against the Orjonikidze ship repair plant in the city of Sevastopol. It added that Ukraine sent 3 uncrewed boats at a detachment of Black Sea Fleet ships on a sea crossing. It claimed that air defense forces shot down 7 cruise missiles, and a patrol ship destroyed all the uncrewed boats, but acknowledged that 2 ships under repair were damaged by enemy cruise missiles. Fire breaks out. The Russian-appointed governor of Sevastopol, Mikhail Razvoziv, also confirmed a substantial attack in messages overnight, saying missile strikes caused a fire. He said 24 people were injured, with 4 in moderate condition. Videos and images purportedly from the area, some posted by Razvoziv, show a large plume of smoke and a fire raging. One unofficial Russian military blogger also said that 2 ships were damaged, a diesel-electric submarine, Rostov-on-Don, and the large landing ship Minsk, which caught fire. Both vessels were undergoing repairs in dry docks. It's not possible to independently verify the account. Another unofficial account claimed that Ukraine had used British-made Storm Shadow missiles. Ukrainian message: the commander of Ukraine's Air Force, Lieutenant General Mykola Olszczuk, thanked the Ukrainian Air Force pilots for their excellent combat work on Wednesday, adding that the occupiers are still recovering from the nighttime bombardment in Sevastopol. The attack appears to have been the most ambitious yet launched on the port by Ukrainian forces. There have been previous drone attacks on Sevastopol, as well as attempts to penetrate the harbor with maritime drones. 49 minutes ago. Kremlin says Kim and Putin will not sign documents, but may discuss sensitive areas, such as military interaction. From CNN's Anna Chernova and Alex Stambaugh. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov told reporters there are no plans for Russian President Vladimir Putin and North Korean leader Kim Jong Un to sign documents regarding their Wednesday meeting at the Russian Space Center, according to state media. The 2 leaders met and held closed-door talks for more than an hour at the Vostochny Cosmodrome, Russia's space rocket launch site, in Amur province in the Far East region. When asked about reports of arms talks between the two, Peskov said the full range of relations between the 2 countries implies dialogue and interaction in sensitive areas, such as military interaction, according to state-run outlet Russia 1. All other issues concern only our 2 sovereign countries, he added, and they should not be a subject of concern to any third state. Our cooperation is carried out for the benefit of the peoples of our 2 countries, but not against anyone. North Korea is our close neighbor. And despite any comments from the outside, we will build relationships with our neighbors in a way that is beneficial to us and our neighbors. 1 hour 11 minutes ago. 7 people injured in Russian drone attack on Ukraine's Odessa and Sumy regions. From CNN's Olga Voidovich. 7 people were injured in a Russian drone attack on the Ukrainian regions of Odessa and Sumy, the head of Odessa Region Military Administration Ola Kuiper said on Wednesday morning. A total of 7 civilians were injured as a result of Russian attack drones at the Izmail district. 6 people in Reni and 1 in Izmail, Kuiper wrote on Telegram. 2 men from Reni are in serious condition, in the intensive care unit. Today they will be transported to Odessa. He added that 4 others are in a moderate condition and will be treated in the city of Reni. Drones struck down, the Ukrainian Air Force said out of a total of 44 Shahid 136/131 drones launched towards Ukraine, 32 were destroyed. The Air Force said the attacks were launched from the Russian town Primorsk-Akhtarsk and Kursk and Chauda in Russian-occupied Crimea. Fighter aircraft, anti-aircraft missile units, mobile fire groups of the Air Force and the Defense Forces of Ukraine were involved in repelling the attack, the Ukrainian Air Force said. 1 hour 14 minutes ago. Talks between Putin and Kim have ended, Russian state media. From CNN's Anna Chernova. Talks between Russian President Vladimir Putin and North Korean leader Kim Jong Un have ended on Wednesday after more than an hour, according to state media Russia 1. 1 hour 29 minutes ago. I will always be standing with Russia, says Kim, as talks begin with Putin. From Anna Chernova, Jake Kwan, Gaewon Bae, and Alex Stambaugh. Russian President Vladimir Putin and North Korean leader Kim Jong Un sat down for talks on Wednesday at Russia's Vostochny Cosmodrome Space Center, where Putin told reporters the two have a lot to discuss. "I am very glad to see and welcome you again in Russia. This time, as we agreed, at the Vostochny Cosmodrome," Putin said while seated alongside Kim. "Of course, we need to talk about issues of economic cooperation, humanitarian issues, and the situation in the region. We have a lot of questions to discuss." Kim thanked Putin for his invite to the country and said the two countries have many issues that they can cooperate on. "As you said, the agenda between our countries, including the political, economic, and cultural issues, and there are many issues that our two countries need to cooperate and for us to receive help on in our war of independence as the people of our countries anticipate. In this situation, I believe this moment will serve to raise our bilateral relations to the next step, to a new height," Kim said. The North Korean leader went on to tell Putin it was an honor the meeting was being held at this special place, a space launch site which is like the heart of the space power, which your country has the status of, and giving this opportunity for us to have a deeper understanding of space powers today and tomorrow. Kim also praised Russia for having stood up against the hegemonic forces to defend its sovereignty and security, a veiled reference to the US and the West, and said he has expressed the full and unconditional support to all that Russia does in response. "And that in the front line of anti-imperialism and independence, I will always be standing with Russia. I'm using this opportunity to make it clear," the North Korean leader said. Ahead of the meeting, US officials warned that a potential arms deal could see Pyongyang provide weapons for Moscow to use in the war against Ukraine. 1 hour 39 minutes ago. What is the Vostochny Cosmodrome where Kim and Putin are meeting? From CNN's Jesse Young. Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong Un met Wednesday at the Vostochny Cosmodrome, the space rocket launch site in Amur province, in Russia's remote Far East. Construction on the space center began in 2012, with the first phase completed by 2016, according to Russian state media TASS. It included a launch complex for Soyuz 2 spacecrafts, TASS reported. Russia's Soyuz program is one of the longest operational human spacecraft programs in history. Soyuz spacecrafts were created by the Soviet Union in 1960 and are still in use today. Last month, Russia successfully launched Luna 25, the country's first lunar lander in 47 years, on a Soyuz 2 frigate rocket from the Vostochny Cosmodrome. The second phase of construction at the Space Center will include launch pads for Angara vehicles, Russia's next-generation space rockets, TASS reported. 2 hours 15 minutes ago. Kim and Putin officially begin talks at Vostochny Cosmodrome. From CNN's Alex Stambaugh. Kim Jong Un and Vladimir Putin shake hands as they begin their talks at the Vostochny Cosmodrome, Amur region, Russia, on September 13. Kremlin. North Korean leader Kim Jong Un and Russian President Vladimir Putin have officially begun their talks, sitting beside each other in front of flags from both countries at the Vostochny Cosmodrome. US officials have warned the talks could include a potential arms deal which could see Pyongyang provide weapons for Moscow to use against Ukraine. 1 hour 59 minutes ago. Kim examines Russian rocket parts as North Korea sets its sights on space technology. Kim Jong Un was the picture of a curious student as he toured the Russian space rocket launch site on Wednesday alongside Vladimir Putin. When examining Russia's Angara rocket complex, Kim asked, "Is it 8 meters in diameter, including the parts?" At another point, he asked, "What's the thrust of the largest rocket that can be launched from this spaceport?" Even a Russian state media journalist, reporting from inside the Space Center, commented on the leader's inquisitiveness, saying Kim was asking a lot of very detailed questions. Why this matters to Pyongyang? There's good reason Kim is so interested. North Korea has made space technology a priority but has some ways to go, having tried and failed twice this year to launch a spy satellite into orbit. Kim has also stressed the role of military satellites as a means to protect national safety and territorial stability and has spoken of their strategic value when deploying military force preemptively, KCNA said in April. Meanwhile, Russia has been a world leader in nuclear missile forces for decades. Russia has the military technology that Kim wants for his illegal satellite launch and nuclear weapons delivery programs, said Lee Farag-Easley, professor of international studies at Ua Women's University in Seoul, ahead of the meeting. Putin and Kim met on Wednesday at the Space Center. Before Kim's arrival, One reporter asked whether Russia would help North Korea launch its own satellites and rockets, to which Putin responded, "That's exactly why we came here. Providing this technology to North Korea would be in violation of international sanctions, aimed at hampering Pyongyang's ability to build a fully functioning nuclear weapons and ballistic missile force." Spacecraft launch pad. During the tour, the two leaders also inspected the launch complex where Russia plans to launch its Soyuz 2 spacecrafts, according to state media. Russia's Soyuz program is one of the longest operational human spacecraft programs in the history of space exploration. The Soyuz, meaning Union, spacecrafts were created by the Soviet Union in the 1960s and are still in use today. Last month, Russia successfully launched Luna 25, the country's first lunar lander in 47 years, on a Soyuz 2 frigate rocket from the Vostochny Cosmodrome. 2 hours 20 minutes ago. Kim Jong Un's sister appears alongside him at meeting with Putin. From CNN's Jake Kwan in Hong Kong. Footage from Russia shows Kim Jong Un's sister, Kim Yo-jong, standing alongside him at the Vostochny Cosmodrome Space Center in Russia. Kim Yo-jong can be seen looking over her brother's shoulder while he signs a guest book inside the Space Center. His message, in slanting Korean script, reads, "The glory of Russia, which gave birth to the first conquerors of space, will be immortal." Kim Jong-un, September 13, 2023. Kim Yo-jong is one of the country's most important political figures and a key advisor to her brother. In 2021, she was promoted to the nation's top decision-making body, the State Affairs Commission, SAC, headed by her brother.